for me, who could be against me? I guess all the that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted.
It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports, and we've got some history in this battle of AFL alumni. It's the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins, and it comes your way next.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the New York Jets and the Miami Dolphins. And hi again, everybody, alongside my partner, Charles Davis. Brandon Gaudin alongside the one and only Charles Davis. And CD, lots of compelling storylines in a game like this. Let's take a look at some of the numbers for these two offenses.
And I'm glad you brought up the numbers because sometimes it's hard to quantify a team's performance solely by judging the numbers. But I think with these two teams, what you see is a pretty accurate representation of who they are.
So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They'll be led out by their 6'4" quarterback from Western Kentucky by way of South Florida. It's Mike White.
And there's a word that constantly gets thrown around with this guy when you talk to anyone in the building. Potential. They are sky high on what they believe he can grow into in the role of a starting quarterback. In addition, there are plenty around the league who think that as well. And years from now, he can still be leading this offense out.
White going to come out throwing. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. White. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time. To throw, White. He finds Corey Davis. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
To win any route, you've got to break down the defender, and that's exactly what happened here on this really nicely executed curl route.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 47. Now White. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. They'll run for the first time with Breece Hall. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Now 3rd down is looming, a pickup of 2 on 1st down and just 1 yard there. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Now White. And incomplete here to bring up 4th down as the rookie couldn't haul it in.
Sometimes the game is pretty simple. Put a few extra defensive backs on the field, give them nowhere to throw the football, force the incompletion, and get off the field on 3rd down.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
The secret to his game and his success, incredible chemistry with each and every one of the guys he catches passes with it. And not only does he ask them to stay after practice or meet him before practice, he actually demands it because he knows if they have that kind of chemistry.
And now off to the races down the right side. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. And with his speed, if he just finds the slightest crease, he can take it the distance like he did there.
How about the leverage up front? Offensive line out-leveraging the defensive front to create that space, that crease that he was looking for. And once he hits open field, he's going to be very difficult to catch and corral.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he gets in. And no one was was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. After the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Back on the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Here's White. His throw's going to be incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
On 2nd and 10, White. He's got the connection to Moore. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Never make the mistake of the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here. They're just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
White looks to throw. He completes that to Garrett Wilson. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the shotgun, here's White. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin. Then he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 44-yard line. Up the middle they go. It's Knight. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun. White. That is incomplete.
I like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
On 3rd down, White. And that nearly intercepted. You know, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down. And he'll get this away into the humid Florida sky. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that,
yeah,
right?
He said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
1 quarter down, 8-0 the score. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Second down, here's Mostert again. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. Down the numbers. There he goes. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When they'd line up, go ahead and, oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
It's so risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Oh, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. Braxton Berrios now from his end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. On 1st and 10, White. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
On second down, a run with Hall. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. White now to throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
And this returnable for Hill. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. He returns the punt 61 yards. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
When you get a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. It's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they miss-hit the ball and kick it right to him.
Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And they fake it. They pitch to the tight end. And this fake extra point attempt failed big time. Not only did they not get it, they went backwards.
Well, I have to admit, I'm scratching my head a little bit here trying to make sense of what I just saw. Number one, huge lead. Just kick the extra point and be done with it. Number two, if you are going to go for 2, just line up and go for it from the 2-yard line. Why make it so difficult? That's a long way to go to try and pick up some points.
And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Now the Jets offense about set to take over as they head onto the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game.
Ball has it knocked loose, but I think a Jet was able to recover, and they'll keep possession thanks to a heads-up play. The fumble on 1st down. Now here's 2nd down. Looking to throw. White. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That's on big Mekhi Becton, first-round pick in 2020. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Back to throw. White. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. They'll wind up losing 10 on the tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this first down. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Big Raekwon Davis, the man fighting in for that sack.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. Now Hill to return it. Shreds him with a stiff arm. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. So dangerous with a football in his hands. Call that a return of 38. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Tua once again here on 2nd and 10.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
He is going to find Hill here. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And it'll be intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And the Jets are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. On 1st down, it's White. Caught by Wilson. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Out of the gun, it's White. And his throw's going to be incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Back to throw again. And that will be incomplete as well. On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Here's Hill on the return. Excellent work on the run back there, 33 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. 89 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Tua's throw here taken in by Gesicki. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A gain there of 21 yards. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. A 1st down run there by Mostert as he'll get this forward for a gain of about 3. So the two teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with a Dolphin. Well, time is of the essence. We breeze through halftime, and we are ready for the 2nd half. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. A lane opens here. He's past the 30, the 40, the 20. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Miami. That
was a special return, and it happened because because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from the special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong, sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. Berrios going to bring this out of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
Well, CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. The bottom line is it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
White on third down.
That pass complete to Moore.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Buying time. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on 1st down to set him back on 2nd. Throwing on 2nd and long. White. Open man here is Conklin. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives him a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes.
Jalen Phillips, the former first-rounder, getting in there for the sack.
Here's the Jets punter now as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. Watch out for Hill on the return.
A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return.
And it'll be Dolphin football.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Over the middle, he's got Gesicki, the big 6'5" tight end.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And he's got his tight end. It's Mike Gesicki. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards. Play action, now it's Tua.
He's got long over the middle, complete.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
Well, there were about 70,000 that were quickly calling for that flag. It comes out there. for pass interference.
What do you think, partner? A little sarcasm in that cheering from this crowd here tonight. What they're hoping now is to build a little momentum off of it and give a more genuine reason to cheer down the road.
102 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Tua sets up to pass it. And he's got his tight end, Gesicki, in the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins. A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Dolphins are pouring it on. That's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, gotta give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as...
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he gets in. And no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. This fielded right at the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. And New York set to take the field. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Taking it about the 36. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now Tua on the bootleg here. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Miami. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. On 1st down, Tagovailoa. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted. We're up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That passing incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points. But they're not going to turn them down. They can continue to run what they have in their playbook. And they still got to run it efficiently.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. Cedric Wilson, a 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Dolphins add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. When you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. safe to say we have been disappointed watching their execution throughout this contest.
So that drive spanned 5 plays and winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. And the Jets set to take the field.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
And this is going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Pulled in at the 24. A good return there, 17 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
So in Jet territory now. Here's 1st and 10. Down at the 33. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Brandon, I gotta think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 15-yard line. A nice pickup there, 10 yards. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. Wide open receiver complete. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. And he's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ballgame.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up the secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he'll be out of bounds well short of the goal line, so the attempt at the fake extra point unsuccessful.
I know they're not asking me, but I'll give you my opinion anyway. I think it's time to erase that play from the call sheet. I guess they figure with the big lead they can experiment a little bit. But all in all, just go ahead and put that play on ice.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out.
New York set to take the field.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. The offense on 3rd down today, they've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 10. Here's White. Dancing to his, and eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Give the sack to Jerome Baker. Here's the Jets punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll take it just outside the 40. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. A run with Mostert up the middle.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
2nd down at 5.
On play action, here's Tua. On the right side, open is Gesicki. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Well, Charles, just impressive in all 3 phases. Offense, defense, special teams have really done their job. And here the offense doing its part yet again with another score in the fourth quarter.
I know it seems like something we shouldn't do because the scoreboard does tell it all. But let's set it aside for a moment. This game was absolutely memorable with how they played it. Really terrific effort, really well executed. Congratulations to them.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders.
And this will be a touchback. Berrios deciding not to bring it out. Another drive coming up for New York's offense. Well, I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while. But everyone that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
To throw, White. And that's incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the fourth quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
And this returnable for Hill.
A 41-yard punt, 9 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Dolphins offense now heads back on the field.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
Oh, and now some space to operate. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
173 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the fourth Another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
Here we go now as they will again try for two. The two are going to try and throw for it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know we can sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for two in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, it's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you can just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. Silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do that? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run, have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.